Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. I've planted a few trees over here and I found the culprits of our steel imports in the last episode. It is this border post over here which is effectively bringing in everything required at all of these facilities. I believe not the construction, right? So actually construction as well. So we are bringing in, so the only thing that I've limited it is won't bring in construction materials here, but it is going to bring in steel to all the other things if it needs it. So I think it is probably okay in that sense that if we do run out of steel, all of our vital functions is not going to stop. So I just think we will probably not see the steel becoming an issue again in this episode, or at least that is the hope. So we're waiting to see the end of September to see if we've recovered from a pretty abysmal August. Well, even with the how bad it was, we still ended up spending only about 6,000 rubles in terms of imports. So I think all in all, altogether, pretty good. I'm going to let it run a little bit. There's a lot of road construction underway over here. I'll focus our attention for a minute on how we're going to cut across to this side. And it's a little bit complex in the sense that we will need to run rail out this way as well. So I don't necessarily think we need to run rail to this side. We're not going to export those iron items here. So what I'm kind of thinking is if we just kind of spur off something over here to run it across that way, will probably be okay. I think that's fine because that'll give us the ability to go into that direction and into this direction over here to kind of come to the steel mills, which I think this is probably going to be the primary route it's going to take. So it's important that we kind of tie in over here, not over there. Over there would have been useful in the sense that it limits the interaction on the main. Well, the main line is running through here, but it limits the interaction on the key movement that we have in this area. That wouldn't necessarily. Yeah. It'll go around that way. Yeah. Anyway, so I think we do have the ability, and the question in my mind is, I think we run it off quite early so that, right? I think we run it off. Are we doing the concrete one? Yeah, I think we do it fairly early like this, right? So that it can all be part of the same intersection, right? So you'll have this whole thing be one big four-way junction, and we'll go across that way. So I'll just put those things in there, might smoothen it out just a little bit. Okay, now if we're going to go, we need to get the road across, but I'm kind of tempted to maybe take the road across over here and then bring the rail across in this particular area. So let's have a bit of a look at this. So and we'll keep an eye on this. Yes, that is looking healthy. That is looking much, much healthier. We'll continue to keep an eye on. Ooh, this is very low, very, very low. Where do we want to go? If we would like to cut across here and land probably somewhere like on the 12-meter mark over there. So let's see if we level the terrain from the center and we grab our 12-meter mark over here. Beautiful. That is currently working. So I'm going to try and do a little something like this. So we have a reasonable landing area here. Right? Yeah, I think that's about right. Now, we could do that. Now, 12 meters. So what is our height level here is about that much. So we're definitely going to need to bring it in. Okay, so let's raise this area. We've got a few things here that we can raise it with. And similarly, yeah, so that's pretty good. we'll raise it up here a little bit. We'll then do a very similar thing over here. We'll try and raise it up a little bit more on this side so that we can make room for a fairly reasonable sized motorway to come through here with a fairly short bridge, I think. That's the plan. That is the plan. So if we just keep using our excavators here to kind of bring it up, we should be able to level it a little easier over here. So that's fine. Continue running stuff over here. Try and make a nice little area here and make a nice little area on this side. And I think that's reasonable. So now going back to height from the center, we should be able to do a reasonable job at getting that, get a little bit of a abutment here for the bridge to go over. And we'll do similar things over here. This is going to be a little bit more challenging to try and get it to a reasonable size because we do need 2 carriageways of road to come through here. So we might have to bring this guy in here again. Yeah, let's get them just working on here a little bit. It's a very dark now. Yeah, there we go. That's looking okay. Excellent. That's good. Fine. Back to level from the center. And beautiful. We'll just do that. And oops, level from the center over here. And I think that will do the trick. So let's have a look. So we would like maybe just the standard prefab panel bridges. Actually, what I would like to do is we'll start it off with this guy, right? Do that and do that. Beautiful. And similarly, we would, let's see, can we panel bridge it straight across there? Well, it's quite a bit longer than I kind of expected it to be, but I think that is reasonable. Is that straight? I think that is about right. We'll do the next one over, and we will do the next one over. There we go, and then we'll delete the middle one, and that'll be our bridge connection that will tie in over here. Probably fairly straight connection into that, so that it's kind of seems like a natural move there. Okay, so something like that. We will then go ahead and we'll straighten it off from the bridge here. Right. There we go. And then we can slowly start making a bit of a turn into that area, like so and like so. So there we go. I think that will do the trick over here. Similarly, on this side, we would like to switch off the F4 snapping there. Still, okay, hang on. Let's pause it for a second. And have a look. So we did have a 56K import last month. Well, let's not pause it. Let's have a look. So last month, reasonable numbers. Clothing is pretty good. I'm loving the clothing numbers. Mechanical components are getting back up there. Alcohol, a little bit of food export as well. No problems. If we have a look at our imports, did we import steel? No, we did not. We imported mechanical components, which we explained why that is. We did import a little bit of electronics, a little bit more than I would like in terms of chemicals. But generally speaking, it's looking pretty healthy. Coal is the biggest import, and then crops, and that makes sense because that's what we're using to produce, to get our exports running and the likes. Our traffic jam over here is the same one as always, so it's not a problem. We did get a big import coming in now, which dropped our numbers a little bit, but hopefully we'll see another quite healthy number coming in. Okay, let's have a look here. We do... It's not quite... Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to turn this guy a little bit. So what we'll do is we will get off of here. And yeah, I think that is going to be the right thing to do. I think that's fine. We'll switch our snapping on again. And we'll do something like that. That's going to be fine. And this time around, we're going to do this. I think that is reasonable. And then what we'll do is we could do something that comes off this way if we need some additional road access into this area. I think we probably will. So let's just make room for that. Let's switch off the snapping again. Okay, so we'll do something like this and something like that. Beautiful. So that's our additional whatever we need access to over here kind of thing. And then similarly, we're going to need a little bit of access kind of like this area over here. So let's do something like that, and that'll give us a bit of a run into that direction. So there we go. I mean, we can clean all of that stuff up as we go. I'm not going to start the construction of this just yet. What I will do is I could switch on these things. So I could say, please go ahead and do it. Okay. And then at the same time, I'm just going to suspend the bridge construction here. So we'll go from there. Ooh, that's looking good. Our money is starting to come back in. Okay. So that's the first part of the journey. The next one we need to do, and we'll see about it. Yeah. So this is a little bit in the way in the sense that we're gonna want to run the rail connection through here. Yeah, I think we're gonna want to run the rail connection through this area. So let's quickly have a look. So what's our levels looking like? Well, we want it to be up at about 13 over there. So I think what we'll need to do is let's get our level tool back in play. We'll take the 13 level and we'll do this. Now, for the rail, we don't have to worry about as much room. Oh, we're getting quite a bit in terms of action in here now. We're within a reasonable distance of a lot of these guys, a lot of these bulldozers. So that's kind of working. So this is 13. What do we have over here? 11. So if we were to maybe center from here, and we need to bear in mind that we'll need to go across this, right? So if we go straight across here, we'll need to raise this level up here a little bit. Let's do that. What's our level here? It's 11. So we'll need to go to at least like maybe 17, maybe 18. 18 over there. And kind of 18 odd over here somewhere. So let's now, if we then level again from the center, let's make it nice and small. We're getting the 18.5 there. We've got the 18 point whatever over here. Okay. So we'll do a little bit of this, get it nice and close. Okay, so that's kind of the idea here. But we'll need to tie in a bit of rail. So let's get a fairly small rail bridge to just go straight across some infrastructure in the way. Really? Is it not high enough? Is that it? Is it? I think it should be fine, right? If we go with this one really should be the most flexible, really. If we wanted to do that, it's effectively saying this infrastructure away. So maybe it's not quite high enough. So what's that level? 12, 18, maybe a little bit, maybe a meter more. Let's just go to 20. 20 should be fine. 20 is going to be just fine over there. Similarly, we will go up to, what is this? 20.5. There we go, 20.5 over there. So let's go go from the center over here. Okay, so let's do that. Let's try that again. I think now we should have reasonable connectivity through there. Beautiful. I think that is going to be just fine. I wanted to make it nice and straight like so. I think that's going to be just fine. Get the snapping back on and do the secondary one. I do like how it's kind of adapting to the situation there. That's pretty cool. So that's good. Now, let's see. If we were to do this, right? I want to try and make it as smooth as possible. And at the same time, we'll do that. Oh, that's beautiful. That's really quite good. That's nice. That's nice. So let's try this one. Give ourselves a little bit more room there. That's good. Let's try this one again. Okay, I think that's okay. Let's just do that. I think that's reasonable, right? If we look at this, it's a very reasonable little curve. This curve here is about the most challenging piece. The rest is really quite natural. What we will need to do is find ourselves. So now we're pretty high over here, right? So I'm thinking we need to, maybe not 20, but maybe we need to go up to like 15 or something over here. So let's do that. Let's go and raise ourselves up to about the 15 mark in this area, maybe 16. Let's go for 16. So we've got about a 4-meter drop from there to there, which might be a little bit much. Actually, let's do, well, we need to bear in mind that we'll have to drop on the other side. So let's go 17. So 17, get ourselves a little bit of centering going on here. Okay. Okay. So what was that? 17. So let's do, we could continue to drop. So let's take this one to about 15. Let's raise this up to about 15. So another 2 more meters here. Oh, well, anyway, there we go. Already there. Let's do that. That's about 15 and an odd. Okay, so we'll do something like this. Move it out here a little bit, get a little bit more room going on there. Now, the idea here is, can we do 2 more straight bridge sections that runs through here? We don't have panel bridges here, right? Truss bridges, it's all going to be heavy steel construction, right? If we were to go with one of these straighter bridges, 140. So if we were to do that, right? What is that? That's 17 on 171 tons of steel, as opposed to this guy, which is 284 tons of steel. So 70 other one wants to be better. And then compared to this guy, which is 127, that is going to be 1 for us. That is definitely going to be 1 for us. Let's do that. It's a very minor little drop as we go across the river here. I'm not too sure whether I don't think, are we going to have shipping here? We could. Could have shipping here. So the question is, do we have to agent and I mean do some work if we wanted to make shipping thing. So let's just worry too much about it right now. So if we do this, this should be reasonable. Okay, so we've got a little bit of edge going on here. And that's fine. So presumably, we wouldn't necessarily do some road access. So we could do some road access here to the other side. We wouldn't necessarily run there. That's going to be a pretty natural getting us to that side. I think if we did want to fly to somewhere else, was kind of thinking maybe we can tie it together and we can do that. But that's not something we need to stop away. If we wanted to get into this one here, maybe we should plan for it. Maybe we should just plan for it and get it all done. And get it all done. I think that's probably about right. If we didn't want to do that, I would suggest it's probably in this area here. We want to try and get it out to come off, and what we'll do is we'll get it to come off of this area here. So if we were to do that, and then we can run it around here. I think that's about right. So let's quickly build ourselves a little bit more kind of a base to expand on from here. Okay, so we just want to make sure that we've got a little spur for that. So let's just do that. I like that. That seems quite reasonable. And then what we'll do is, if we want to then tie these together, oh, that is beautiful. Look at that. Look at how natural that is starting to occur. So let's do that. Let's do from this side. Like so. There we go, and there we go. Look at that. That is beautiful, and that should be a very easy little slow get up. Get up over there. It's a pretty reasonable piece of infrastructure. I like that. That is pretty good. Okay, we'll do this. We'll out of the steel that's required in this area. That is insane. We're not going to use it right now, but we'll switch it on, so at least we've got going. Let's switch this off, and there we go. It's going to start snowing any minute now. These down now is fine. Now I've got something that's going to cross the bridge here, and it's going to land on this side, and then we can actually start to access this area. So there we go. That is pretty good. And look at this rail spaghetti that we've got going over here. The only thing that's I just very can make this a little smoother by maybe straightening it up just a tad. Sorry, a little bit down about it. And let's just try one more thing, right? So actually, let's do that. And let's do say up to there, try and do that. So if we do this, can we have a slightly natural timing in? Does that look? I think that looks natural. I think that looks a little bit natural. Is that I think that's fine. I think that's fine. That's better. It's a little bit there. It's a little bit bigger there. Let's do that. Beautiful. Love it. And there's a reasonable connection. Lots more infrastructure that we're building. Kind of wondering whether we really something slightly different. Because these like a fair bit of steel, right? Let's quickly try if say, I mean, we can always connect this does not move anything. We just do these two. Oh, that's really nice. That's like at least 7 tiny legs, and it looks even better, I think. I might get to read some of these other think about some of these other bridges that we're doing. So those ones, how they're turning. And these are in fact straight. So this is unfortunately very deliberate.
most of the steel over here. Yeah, so we already know most of that. So that's fine. Let's get control lines. There we go. Look at how infrastructure is in this area. It's really crazy. And I still think you have the ability to put a center carriageway across here. And we would be able to do it over here. Here it's going to be a lot more challenging considering this grid situation that we've got here. We can do that across there. We still need to look at something this side. Generally speaking, our road connections are being structured, so looking pretty good. Look at our money. So for the month of October, exports was up to 200k mark, and our exports dropped a little bit. And in terms of November, we are doing very similar job. So I'm happy to report that our finances is heading in the right direction. If we then look at what we've got going on in terms of loans, so we're still spending a good 18,000 rubles a month on loans, and we pay back about half of it. We've paid back about half of it, so we make enough money, we can pay the rest and have a nice 20k additional ready to go. Okay, all in all, that's looking pretty good. I'm kind of wondering whether we should start to expand things a little bit further. We've got a reasonable number of people ready to go here. Let's have a look here. Yeah, we build a few of these guys. I'm loving our little town. We have reasonable, everybody getting what they want. We're not running out of food and the likes. I think so. We still have some capacity in a few locations. It's just definitely not running out of capacity. We've got massive amounts of capacity. We have workers here. So yes, we should definitely not have any issues with any of this. So all in all, pretty good. We have some snow plows we need to go in these locations because we're going to start snowing today. Actually, 22 November is the day that we're going to see snowfall. So that's good. There we go. Recovering. The big story though, we need to get these roads, but I think we're doing reasonably well. Let's just make sure we've got we don't have all of our teams working on it. So let's just get all of our teams ready working on all of these bits and pieces, because I think that's the important part for us to get these roads built so that we can start working on the mine. Money is looking pretty good. We could start, we need the mining infrastructure. We don't need the rail infrastructure through here. We need the mining infrastructure. So we need to start building at least one of these. We need to build, this. This rail infrastructure we'll need to build, because we won't be able to really feed. So there's also no one close to come and start working in this area. So I'm kind of tempted. Do we maybe start building another set of things in this area, so our next area? So if we grab this, right? Let's just, what is this one? 90%. Ooh, that's a nice big one. How many workers in that? How many people? 593. Lots of steel though. Compared to this one. Wow. Well, let's not go crazy with those things. This is a better one. Is this the ones that we're using over here? No, not quite. So if we were to say some of these things, I think we will need additional power, but I think the rest is okay. We're going to have some heating. How's our heating connections over here? Oh, yeah, plenty. So I think the next step for us is to start looking at planning out a bit of a residential component in here. We can use all of these items that we've got here already. So let's plan out a little bit of an expansion for this area. We will need a little bit of power, though. So is this powered? This is powered. So we can start running new power connections from over here. What is this? Let's just go underground for a second. This is a water switch. Okay, we could build these, actually. I think we should.
let's do that and see about, yeah, we're getting construction officers in here to go and build these items so that we can get some additional water and sewage, but I don't think we need a lot. Okay, so let's see. So this area here, let's build something. So in the corner, what do we have here? We've got a sports hall. We've got the city hall. We've got a kindergarten. We've got a school. Well, we've got the cinema over here as well. So generally speaking, we've got all of our primary users here. What else would be missing? If we could have someone like over here, what are they? They've got everything they need, really. They're not very happy. Is it because of a shortage of something? I don't know. It doesn't seem reasonable that they're really unhappy about anything. Potentially some additional entertainment. So if we wanted to put a bit of a feature in this corner, could we do something like a theater or a yeah, we already have something there, really. A zoo, a circus. So we could do something like that, but I'd rather do this a little closer to this side. So let's not do that. Let's not worry too much about that for now. Let's think about some housing units that we can squeeze in here. Let's go with some of these prefabs, right? I'm not going to put road connections to them. We'll leave a little bit of room, right? We'll leave a little bit of room. I don't like the road connections in there though. That's 150, 145. These ones, they're okay. How many people in that? 86 only though. 70, 75. I'm looking at the quality of the flats. Quality of the flats is pretty poor once you get to oh, these are okay. Are these the ones that I've been building? Yes, I believe so. I believe so. They are the ones that I've been building, including the big guy over there. But the bigger they are, the lower the quality. So this is the bigger one, right? So we could frame the rail. I think that's not bad. If we look at the rail there, we'll need to leave a little bit of room. I like that. So let's do that. We'll put one of them in there, right? One big one like so to kind of frame the rail. And then let's look at some smaller options here. That's going to have a higher quality. Is that the same? Let's just see if are we on the same level? Yeah, that's the same kind of height. So what we do want to do is we want to have a connection through the middle here. So maybe something like, actually, let's go back. We do have the corner units. We've been using this style for a bit. So if I were to say, do that, no, this isn't going to work. No corner units here. Unless it's something like this. Yeah. Potentially something like that could work so that we could still run. Yeah, okay. So let's do that one. Give it a little bit more room here so that we can cut across there and then run through there. Okay, good stuff. So we've got that one in place. And now we're going to do, wow, these are pretty big too. But let's do some of these guys instead. I'm just thinking, yeah, we want to do a reasonable, okay, so let's do, if we were to do something like that, yeah, we'll need more stuff in here as well. And we'll probably need to have everything point into this general direction to kind of maximize what we've got going on here. And then I thought maybe we could do something that's a slightly bit more of a tower piece. So this one has the tower piece over there. Let's just see what is that looking like. 96 and 84. Yeah, that's going to be fine. So then what we could do is we could square it off with a bit of a tower piece lined up over here. And is that sufficient? I think that's going to be okay, because what we'll do here then, maybe we'll have another kindergarten in this location. So that's a pretty sizable additional item here. So what I'm going to do is let's start working on the pathways, which I'm going to want to run across here. All right. And bring it across like that. And then I want to be turning it in like so and running it straight through to the other side like that. And I think let's make a start on that. We can start the work on those little pathways there. So we'll run that, and we'll probably do pathways on both sides as well. We'll see. Run that through there. So we'll do some kindergartens. We'll need to do some extra pathways through. Can we do? Let's see if we did do this. Yeah. So we could also make a start on that one, and then we can connect them up together. Yeah, that'll be fine. So that's framed nicely. That's our next piece, and these people will now start to be able to feed the rail station, so that we can actually run some workers towards our mines. So let's get the paths going. In the meantime, oh, look at that. The month of November, 235. Let's have a quick look at the numbers for November. So last month, our exports were a little bit less than our maximum, but we're also exporting steel. That is quite interesting. We're exporting steel. We should be exporting more mechanical components. Okay, so let's have a look at that then. So we should have reasonable amounts of steel ready to go. We've got 2 trucks running over here. I think we can maybe up to 25 workers, please. Over here, we're running about 100. We've got tons of steel available. Tons of steel. Please fill up the mechanical components to much more steel. Move more steel over there, guys. Move more steel. Oh, I'm loving our steel production now. That is awesome. I didn't keep an eye on that. So at the end of December, how's this going to look like? December is not looking as healthy in terms of exports. It's probably due to the snow. So we're not moving as quickly with regards to our roads and things. So that's pretty good. I think with regards to our steel now, I mean, that means construction over here is becoming a reasonable and a feasible thing to do. I'm also thinking we could... Let's have a look at this. I think we should probably do a little bit more residential construction over here and probably over there. Hopefully this will be okay. But yeah, we're going to have to, I think we're going to have to over here a year do another bit of a town center, little stretch just here so that we don't necessarily overburden that side. So schools and hospitals, maybe another clinic, another big clinic. Yeah, might be the thing to do. And certainly a shopping center is something that I think this area would be. Maybe we do it a little bit further away, like over here somewhere. Yeah, maybe that's the plan. Maybe we don't need to do it just yet, but we should start planning it out, I think, just in general. These things are under construction, so that's pretty good. Let's have a quick look at what's happening with our roads. This is being rolled at the moment, right? Rolling asphalt. That's done. This is asphalting. This is done. This is asphalting as well. So we're doing okay. Once this is rolled, I think we can maybe then start looking a little bit at some of the other construction pieces. This section is not under construction yet. Oh, yeah. I want to finish. This one is finished off. So what we can do is we can tie this in so that we can make a start on its construction. So we'll do that. We'll do so. Okay, that's fine. What are we going to do? Let's suspend construction on this just for the minute. We'll assign someone to come and do that. I just want to make sure we've got the whole big section done, so that the whole thing can move together. And then we need to start building some of these things. Now, obviously, we need to stockpile a fair bit of steel in order to really make a move. Oh, look at that. Mechanical components. Nice. We could buy an extra truck and move a little bit more in terms of the mechanical components out. What is this guy actually doing? This is the distribution of mechanical components, so we do need this guy. All of these guys are busy doing their thing. I think I had one truck here on exports, right? And it's busy doing its thing because we've got, now we're moving a little bit more to other pieces, but that's okay. Let's just see. I want to make sure we're also at the same time moving enough over there. So let's get an extra 10% to go to our construction industry. It's the 1st of January. Last month had only 20,000. We had a big import, which I guess, again, if we have a look at it, was probably last month's imports was probably a lot of electronics. Not so much. Wow, coal is starting to really creep up. But that's okay. I don't mind it, our coal imports being as high. I've planted a lot of trees here, so this area is starting to take shape a little bit more. Excellent. Good stuff. Are we... Oh, no, we've got another month of snow before we really go any further. Okay, we've started planning out that area. We've planned out our new infrastructure towards the iron mine over here. We're busy building our infrastructure here towards our coal mines. So that we should be fairly close. Yeah, this will be done in a minute. Then we can start the extra road. This is being asphalted. We're still missing a little bit more. This is now being rolled. Excellent. So we're moving pretty quickly. What's going on with this area here? Have we built our little road? We're still asphalting here. This side is a problem, I think. Yeah. Anyway, we're still asphalting there. We're still asphalting over here. So yeah, we'll get these bits and pieces done so that we can make a start on our further expansion of the city. I'd like the idea of not going too high density. So obviously this medium density kind of buildings is probably about right for us because we don't want to necessarily... I've learned my lesson with the high density. It's easier to manage a slightly lower density, even though you do want plenty of workers here. You want to make sure that there's... it's not too dense because once you start putting the 500-person buildings in, you run out of capacity at these kind of facilities, the local community facilities, really, really quickly. So I just want to make sure we don't necessarily do that again. Okay, it's nightfall. How's this going? This is done. Okay, that's beautiful. This is done. So now that means we can extend this section into here. I think that's going to be reasonable. So we'll do that. We'll activate it, and we will recommend construction over there, and we will tie them together. So it's one big section that's under construction. We will say get our crews over here to come and build this. That would be good. And this is underway, still laying asphalt, and this is rolling now. So yeah, we're pretty close to getting our road connections done. So I think in the next episode we will definitely start building. It'll hopefully be we'll have less snow. So, and then we'll start construction on the mine over here. I think we need to get the guy back to come and do the rail. So let's grab the rail constructor, and we'll assign a little bit of rail construction over here. Please make a start on this side. Everything else has been built. So do that one, and then you can also come back and do these ones. Okay, so let's do that so we can continue our construction journey here and get some rail connectivity up here. So that construction is important because we'll get a bit of a train to move people that way. What's happening over here? We are rolling asphalt. We are still laying asphalt, and then we'll start building that. I'm kind of thinking we need to grab another little path that kind of cuts across there and does this. Something like that. Yeah. I like that. So let's make a start on that construction item there. We'll see what we'll do in there. But I'm thinking we can do another couple of housing buildings in here and maybe a couple of housing buildings over on this side, and that kind of be the edge of it. We do need to can't get too close because we've got a bit of pollution. We do need a pollution monitor. So I'm kind of thinking maybe a pollution monitor right over there is going to be fine. If we do this as a pollution monitor, this should be able to cover most of town. So let's do that. That's pretty central. I'm going to do that. It's going to have power over here. It'll have power from the other side as well. Get the pollution monitor over there. And what I'll do is we'll just do a connection like so that we can get that built. These guys should be able to build that pretty quickly. Anyway, so we'll build some more paths here. That is finishing off the rolling. Done. So now we're going to get the lights to come in, and we are going to do a few connections through here as well. Once it's done, of course, once it's done. And we will need to do like other facilities as well, but I think this is going to be pretty good. We might also do, I mean, this is infrastructure heavy, so we're not really going to build anything in this area itself. We might build a couple of small buildings there, but I think that's going to be pretty much it. Okay, I think almost we will leave it there. Let's have a look at this. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. End of January will be another nice number, I think. It looks like it's heading in the right direction. So we'll get that going. So we'll get the pollution monitor going because we want to check that the pollution is not getting too close. And maybe we want that first before we actually start building any of these things so we can track it. Because at the moment, we don't even have the power station yet. We only have the heating plant, which will be a bit of an issue. I think trains waiting too long is not a problem at this stage because I think it's waiting for the right kind of reasons. I'm thinking our money is going in. That's pretty good. I mean, middle of snow season, and we're still doing about 40,000. I think our slight maneuver here has resulted in much more mechanical components being produced, and we're still, now we're kind of running out of steel a little bit. How many do we have here exporting steel? I'm tempted, right? Let's stop the export of steel. Let's move this vehicle. I would like to move this vehicle. Oh, it's not got anything. Let's move it over there. So you can continue to move steel around in terms of steel distribution. That's going to be just fine. And we don't export any steel because the steel exports is not really making us that much money. So we'll not do that. Now, let's quickly see. We're almost at the end of January. 50K is in the bank already. Oh, there we go. Nice big number there. Another 65,000 in imports. So this number is looking super healthy. If we double check our ruble loans again, it wouldn't have gone down by much. But I'm kind of wondering if we start thinking about repaying it a little bit to earn a little bit more. So if we go over here, we could say, give back 100,000. Let's do that. There we go. Now, if we go now, yeah. So now, hopefully, we will see the the numbers being reduced a little bit. So I'm happy to have given that back. We probably hopefully we'll continue on this journey. So when the time comes and we get a bit of another train to bring stuff over here, it'll be fine. Oh, the one thing that we will need to do, we will need to electrify the rail. And I'm guessing in order to electrify it, we are going to have to stop this or provide connectivity through this side. Yeah, that might be what we will do before we electrify. Okay, so maybe what we'll do is we'll build these sections of things. So let's get this stuff up and running. We can work on diesel for a little while longer. We'll get this piece in place, and what we'll actually do is we'll electrify the pieces that we don't need. So we'll electrify this section as we build it, so that we really have only a small little section to here. So we'll electrify from here all the way through there. We'll electrify through this area. Well, we don't necessarily need to electrify that now, and then we'll run the trains this way. Yeah, so maybe we need to electrify this section now. I think so. I think we need to electrify this section now. As we finish this off, we'll electrify it so that our first trains here will be electrified. So we can start electrifying from here that way. We'll electrify into this general direction so that we can run trains this way while we then electrify that section. Or alternatively, we just never electrify that section. That is an interesting thought. So we can continue running this area with the diesel trains because we'll have diesel to deal with it. And then what we'll do is we'll electrify the main line and through here. So we'll electrify through here. So all of the stuff that we're busy not using at this point, this is going to be the only little section that we're going to need to electrify while the whole thing is in operation. I like it. Oh, we will need to electrify into this area also. But maybe that is it. We don't necessarily need to electrify beyond this. So we can electrify here into there, right? And into here and into down there. And then that line running through here all the way down over there is not electrified. And similarly, we don't need to electrify this section right up to there. And up to here doesn't need to be electrified, and then we'll have these ones electrified. Yeah, that looks okay. I'm kind of happy with that as an idea. Okay, it's the end of January. We had a nice big number, a 73,000 come in. Let's have a look at last month very quickly. We should do a little bit better with regards to mechanical components. Yeah, maybe a little bit less steel exports, which I'm quite happy about. That number's not quite as high as it should be, but I think our imports was really manageable. Yeah, look at this. Because of our low electronics imports, it's really manageable. Those two numbers will always be quite high, but the rest is pretty low. So I'm fairly comfortable with where we're at with our numbers. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button as always. Please do leave your comments down below. Tell me what you think of the infrastructure monstrosity over here. But I think it makes sense to have next to the port, next to the border post, this kind of setup here where we're trying to connect all of our different routes. If we quickly have a look at the map, right, and look at this. So now we are getting ready to split off. This is going to be the primary route through here. Where exactly we're going to run through, I'm not too sure, right? But we've already got that one moving through this area. We've got, it'll split here to go into both these directions, right? Maybe just to the port, maybe, I don't think we'll cross. We'll have to go around. Maybe this one down here, as we cross through here, we might find ourselves with a position to tunnel underneath here or something, to just connect it up, or not, or maybe we don't. It's a lot of infrastructure, which I don't necessarily think we'll be building, but maybe by the time we get here, we are doing so well with regards to steel and things. I do like our densification of our city. This is effectively one big city that we've got over here, and this is our industrial component with the people living along the water. I'm pretty sure we'll continue maybe our expansion across this side. So the city has a nice big, this area around the lake here would be pretty good, and up to here. Yeah, so I don't mind that as a bit of a city. It can feed into various areas. We'll have our roads connect through here. We might have another city down here, so that it's almost like a big city around the bay in this area, even on this side. And then in the heartland, we've got things like the port and the iron mines and the oil refineries and the coal mines and things like that. So lots of mines and industry, I think, through this area here. And then maybe over here we'll have another city that kind of spreads into this area here. That kind of looks quite reasonable, and maybe some touristy stuff on this side. I think, this side was the one I earmarked for tourism. Yeah, so we'll keep going, but I think there's so much for us to fill up on this map. So pretty cool. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. We will continue to expand it. If you've liked what we're building here, please hit that like button and tell me that, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.